So here we are. We've been anxiously awaiting your return for months. Things just haven't been the same without you. Weekends filled with chores and boredom. Nothing could fill the void that you left in our hearts. But it's finally time for the excitement to return. It's so close that we can literally smell it. Cancel all of your weekend plans. Clear your schedule. Call in sick to work. Ruin friendships because you refuse to go to a wedding on a Saturday afternoon. It's finally back.
You know it's the start of football season, right?
Why'd we buy all this baseball stuff? We kept the receipts, right? Right?
What's going on, Canes fans? It's here.
It's here! It's here! It's here!
It's finally here. College football is back. And the Miami Hurricanes are taking on the Miami RedHawks Friday. And do not forget, Friday, September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at Hard Rock Stadium on ACC Network. And before you ask, for those of you that don't have access to ACC Network, yes, as usual, I will have links to stream the game and watch it for free. All you got to do is hop into the live game hangout on that Friday. Yes, we'll be live just like always for the game. And I'll have some links at the very bottom of the description so you can watch the game. And just as a quick heads up, that is the last time that I will refer to that other team as the Miami RedHawks. For the rest of this video, we're just going to call them the RedHawks. And also, depending on when you're watching this video, I either already uploaded my diss track or it's going up the day after this preview video goes up. And yes, we did diss the RedHawks. I thought it was pretty appropriate because it's the battle of the Miamis. Who's the real Miami, right? So jump on over there and show it some love if it's already up, or get your popcorn ready for the next day because it's going to be premiering, and I'm pretty excited about this one. Quick message, though, to all of the haters that really believe that my diss tracks curse the games. If we do, in fact, end up winning this game, I want all of the credit for the win, because that's the way that you're saying it works, right? If I have that big of an impact, if I curse it and every time I upload a diss track we lose, which by the way, that isn't the truth, but that's the way you see it. If we win, it was because of me then, right? I'm just saying, so, bring that same energy, but real talk, that's actually just sarcasm. I just wanted to take an opportunity to call out the idiots because that's what they are. So without further ado, let's dive into this thing. Just keep in mind that the flow of this first preview will be a little different than the rest of them this season. And that's because it's literally the first game of the season. So we don't really look too much back on things from last year when it comes to pulling stats and things, because at least here at Miami, we've kind of fully hit the reset button again. So when we get to average stats and things like that, we'll skip it this week, but it will make a return next week against A&M. Let's just go ahead and be blunt and honest here. The Canes will be bigger, faster, and stronger than the RedHawks. And the RedHawks are an okay team. An okay MAC team. They play in the same conference as Bowling Green, Ball State, Akron. I could go on. And I can't even tell you the last time they beat a Power 5 opponent. They had a shot at both Kentucky and Cincinnati last year, and they got smoked in both of those games. But let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, because we don't back away from drama here on this channel. I know what a lot of people are thinking about commenting, or even if they don't comment it, it's at least crossing their mind. Coop, you're poking fun at the RedHawks when Miami lost to Middle Tennessee last year. And honestly, my response to that is probably not what you would expect it to be. That's fair. I mean, I'm not going to come up here and try to make excuses for that game. We shouldn't have lost it. And, I realize that we've had a lot of turnover with the staff and the players, but there's no excuse for that one. We're honestly, as Canes fans, just hoping that was sort of an anomaly, and we won't ever lose a game like that ever again. However, it should go without saying, you don't take any opponent lightly. I know I'm cracking jokes, but we can't sleep on this RedHawks game, and I don't think that this coaching staff or the players are going to do that. And when you look at both of these teams from last year, I know we said we weren't going to look back too much, but the RedHawks had a similar record to the Canes last year. But both of these teams were just absolutely destroyed by the injury bug. If I remember correctly, RedHawks starting quarterback Brett Gabbert was actually injured in their very first game against Kentucky. So both of these squads struggled heavily with injuries in 2022. And the RedHawks do have some weapons on their offense, and they're returning most of their starters from last year on the defense. And they pulled more Power 5 players out of the transfer portal than I would like to admit. They're actually pretty decent at defending the run, and more than likely they'll have to lean on their defense at times in this game to try to keep them in it. And we will discuss some specific players, but it'll be a little bit later on in the video. So talking about the Canes for just a moment. We honestly don't really know what to expect. We can jump on here and make a bunch of assumptions, but the reality is we just need to see this team take the field. Will TVD look comfortable and confident in this new offense? I'm pretty sure it's his third offensive coordinator since he's been here at Miami. Will our corners not get burnt all night? We've had lots of flashbacks and nightmares involving that, but hopefully things will be different, right? Will the D-line live up to the hype? Has the O-line finally taken a step in the right direction? It's time for some of these questions to finally be answered. The off-season talk is over. So let's take a brief look at the history between these two teams. Miami and the RedHawks have faced off only 3 times in total, with the Canes winning all 3 of those games. Now, this would typically be the spot where I would put up a nice little graphic image and we would take a look at the average stats so far this season for both of these squads. But this is literally game number 1, as we've said, so there's really nothing to look at yet. So what I'll do as a little placeholder just special for this week is plug in a picture. Here we go. Just a random picture of me at the Florida State game in 2018. You guys remember the comeback game. And that's a Florida State fan behind me flipping off the camera because he talked trash all game and was super confident. And we came back and got the dub. So needless to say, he was pretty upset about it. But now moving on to 3 keys to a victory in this game. And just keep in mind that there are many things that need to happen for each of these teams to win the game. But these are 3 that just stand out to me specifically. I have to narrow it down to these 3, but obviously the list could go on and on. And let's kick it off with the Miami Hurricanes. Coming in at number 1, finish drives on offense. We struggled heavily in the red zone last season, and even though that was mostly due to Gaddis and his piss-poor play calling, we have to show that we can march down the field and put up touchdowns, especially against a MAC team. A lot of people are anticipating that maybe we get off to a little bit of a slow start. There's going to be, first game jitters, and this is a brand new offense. But we need to be putting that ball in the end zone a bunch. Number 2, win the field position battle. We have a freshman punter. Let's see him pin them deep if we have to punt. Let's get a few big returns to help set up the offense for success. I want to see special teams going off in this one. And lastly, stay up in quarterback Brett Gabbert's grill all night long. He's honestly not a terrible quarterback, but we're hyping this D-line up quite a bit. We've got guys like Leonard Taylor, Ruben Hurricane Bain, Akeem Mesidor, Nigel Kelly, Dean, etc. We should and need to see lots of pressure and sacks in this game. And now 3 keys to a victory for the RedHawks in this one. And for the new people, I understand that this might shock and surprise you a bit, but in the preview videos, I try to take a neutral approach. Now, of course, you're going to see my Miami fandom come out from time to time. I'm going to get excited, probably a little more excited when talking about the Canes, but we do try to cover both of the teams in these preview videos. So kicking it off at number 1 for the RedHawks, target wide receiver Miles Marshall and target him often. The dude is 6'4", 212 pounds, and is a big red zone threat. Number 2, make the most of all the experience on defense. Those guys are both physical and decent at stopping the run. They've been around the block a few times and can't let the stage be too big and get spooked. And lastly, back by popular demand from a game or two last year, there weren't many of them that this was the key to a victory for the other team. But RedHawk fans and players and coaches need to pray, and they need to be praying real hard, because they're going to need as much extra help on the field at Hard Rock Stadium on Friday, September 1st as they can get. Let's move on. And it's now time for the moment you've all been waiting for. My score prediction for this game. And I need you guys to know that I have taken extra steps to ensure that I remain neutral, I guess, with these score predictions. I am truly trying to set my Canes fandom and pride to the side. We have a reputation to uphold here on this channel, and I don't just come out here and predict W's across the board. We try to look at this thing from an outside perspective. We look at the stats, we look at the clips, we watch the tape, and we be honest with our prediction. And to help ensure this, believe it or not, I've actually hired a team to analyze my prediction and provide me with some feedback before I give it to you guys. So really, before I even get into it, I would like to introduce you to the gentleman and his team that is helping make sure that these predictions are as good as they possibly can be. Thank you, Coop, for the kind words and the introduction. As he already told you guys, he has hired a team to analyze and evaluate his score predictions for each and every game to ensure that they are as accurate as possible. And as you can see here, we are in my laboratory, and I am in fact both a scientist and a doctor, which means that you can trust me. Obviously, I am not Coop. Coop just wishes that he was this good looking. And, you know, I understand this mic and some other things might look similar, but Coop is the one who recommended all of the gear so we could make this video for the lovely college football fans and viewers here on this channel. And please forgive me, I'm a little nervous on camera. I'm typically, you know, tucked away in my lab for 18 hours a day, working on very important things. So I just wanted to come up and introduce myself. Names are not important. We just want to let you know that Coop's score prediction has been approved for this week, and it is in fact as accurate as it can possibly be given the circumstances. Do you guys think that was good enough? I want to make sure Coop pays us, you know? Yeah, I told you guys I'm taking it extra serious this year. Now, what I am going to do before I get into my official prediction is I would like to mention the final score from the simulated game from a couple of months ago. I'm going to plug it up, a screenshot right here. The final in that one was Miami 41, RedHawks 23. So we have a lot of things at play here, right? We have the simulated season. Let's see how close it gets. We have my score prediction, and then we have yours as well. So it's going to be a really good time, and it's going to be very exciting this year. Now, also, before I explain what's going on back here behind me, it wouldn't be a score prediction unless I mentioned the completely pointless, doesn't mean a thing. It's going to pop up somewhere here on the screen, ESPN Matchup Predictor. They have the RedHawks chance of winning this game coming in at 11.6% and the Miami Hurricanes at a whopping 88.4%. Now, at the time of filming this video, they currently have the Canes listed as a 17.5 point favorite, with the over-under coming in at 46.5 points. So, this is very different than how we typically do this. This is my 7th year here on YouTube. And normally I hold up a little whiteboard and it has the score prediction on it, and then we erase it and we use that same whiteboard for the next game. However, this year what we're going to do is we are keeping track of every single score prediction that I make, and then we're also going to post the outcome right beside it. So you're going to have my score plus what actually ends up happening. That's right, we're keeping the receipts this season. So that way nobody can run, nobody can hide. I'm right here on this platform. We can see how close I get in every single game. And see this, the science fair projects back in elementary and middle school and stuff finally paid off. So there you go, teachers. I'm using what you guys taught me with the little board here. So without further ado, it's time to get into this thing. My score prediction for the game. And let me tell you something. I thought long and hard about this one, and I'm very confident in this prediction. All right? I have the real Miami putting up. I'm gonna cover it so you can't see it. $38, and the wannabe Miami, aka the RedHawks, putting up $17. So that's right, we're giving the real Miami the dub in this one. Here's what we're going to do. That way there is no confusion, all right? We got the red and green markers, so we're giving the Miami Hurricanes a W in game number 1. So what I did, if you're wondering how I came to this prediction here, I'm going to be kind of conservative going into game 1. And I do believe that this is a pretty conservative score prediction. I don't think that we hold the RedHawks to 0. As I said, I think that they've got some weapons on that offense. And I do expect the Canes, it's not necessarily that we start slow, because we could come out, and get vertical right out of the gate, and, we match up better with our playmakers, and we end up scoring early. We go up 7-0 in the first 2 minutes if we receive or something. But there is also the possibility that there are some speed bumps and things, some first game jitters. It happens. It's completely normal, especially since we have a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, lots of new faces on the field. So I'm pretty confident in my 38-17 score prediction. But you know what you need to do. That's right. Don't be shy. Don't hide. I need to see your score prediction down in the comment section below. Let's have some fun with it, guys. I want to see some participation. This is game number 1. College football is back. The Canes are taking the field on September 1st. The wait is over. And don't forget that we're still doing the night before stream where we take call-ins. That'll happen on Thursday night. So it won't be on Friday like it typically is. It'll be on Thursday since the game's on Friday. But we go live right here on this channel 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I take phone calls, and you guys give your score prediction to enter the score prediction contest. I don't know what the prize is set at yet this year. Last year it was $500, but some other people contributed to the pot and things, and then typically I reset it each year, so it usually starts at $100. So somewhere between $100 to $500. Either way, that's not chump change, in my opinion, especially in today's times with all this inflation and all this other mumbo jumbo. But anyways, that's beside the point. I'm looking forward to seeing you there on Thursday night for the call-in show. And again, show the diss track some love, man. You know, a lot of time and effort and work went into that thing. Whether rap is your thing or not, or if you like diss tracks or don't, it's all in good fun. At the end of the day, you guys got to remember that I'm here to entertain. I'm here to get the fan base talking, and that's what we're trying to do. And I'm just here to have fun. That's my goal this season. That's actually my only goal on this channel this season, is to have fun. Period. That's literally it. But I'm looking forward to the good times that we're going to have this season, man. And let's just chop it up and let's have some fun. And also for the OGs that remember what I did last year, I would bring on a guest celebrity picker for each and every preview video. And that is still going to happen occasionally this season, so it's not going away. But it won't be for every single video. And that's just because at times there were lots of scheduling conflicts and things, and it forced me to pump out the preview video anywhere from 2 to 4 days later than normal, which then impacts views, which then impacts impressions, and you know, it was very difficult at times and super frustrating. But we are still going to do it at times for some of the preview videos. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.
We kept the receipts, right? That felt goofy. I need to do that again. Shit. Like I said, I need to say it like that.
I'm recording.
Let's go.
Okay, well, get back to work. Yeah.